oh boy, what a cummylicious treat we got for you today. We're cleaning our room. Why not? Jordan Peterson, but also, hey, you might have been onto something when you said wipe your ass. Wipe your ass before you go out into the world and try to wipe other people's asses. Here's the question that we're responding to and answering today. It's a question nobody really cares about except a small select group of individuals, and those individuals' opinions are not that important. They shouldn't be that important to you or me. But nonetheless, claims have been made. What even needs to be cleaned here? BreadTube is dead. It's dying and dead. I've been seeing this take here and there around by different little creepers and critters, and it doesn't, to me, need to be taken seriously, which is why I'm gonna take it seriously on a channel that I don't take seriously, which is this channel. This is my self-help channel, where I clean my home and talk. I just ramble and say dumb shit, and you'll love it, so, and welcome. BreadTube discourse fucking sucks. Sorry to have to start it again. Maybe I'm not starting it, maybe I'm finishing it, but BreadTube isn't real. As many of you know, it's a category created by the audience. Come on. Many of you, hi. Most of the people categorized under this category don't give a fuck about that, or they actively say, don't stop calling me that. But the way it's used today, right now, is basically progressive YouTube. Anything left of liberal, progressive, leftist, communist, that's all BreadTube. Channels that do Vladimir Lenin fit pics, that's BreadTube. Channels like me that say, oh, women are people, that's BreadTube. Media analysis people that aren't right-wing, that's BreadTube. Who fucking cares? Traditionally, though, the specific thing is like video essayists that have leftist themes. And you know the names. You know, the sort of pioneering group is sort of the ContraPoints, the H-Bomber guys, the Big Joels, the, hey, some more news. Throw them in, why not? All my candlesticks need to go. Shame, for shame. Don't miss. The obvious answer is no. They're not, BreadTube's not dead. If we're going by the definition that involves the creators that it's been traditionally associated with it, it's not dead because all those people, for the most part, are doing great. I have a theory that's somewhat based in just the way the algorithm works, but that video essays, specifically the good ones, the engaging ones, will always do really well on YouTube. It just takes a little more time. Watch time for a video that's making concise arguments that has humor in it is probably better than watch time for a video where someone's just riffing, you know? Because even if the fans of the riffing person think they're super funny, a lot of people that just stumble on the video aren't gonna necessarily vibe with it, which is the case for every video, but essays in particular, the structure creates a certain engagement. I think that's the case, based on my experiences in creating both types of content, commentary and essays. Ergo, all these essay channels, all these quote-unquote BreadTubers have a huge growth potential, because when you click on a video, it's not just some guy being like, let's check out the news, everybody, here's this and that. It's actually prepared and put together and concise and intentional and cited and all these things. This is why you see streamers, they don't, ow! Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm too old to do that shit. Streamers, relative to their amount of subscribers, don't be doing all that big of numbers, you know? They got their core audience of about 100 to 200,000 people that watch every one of their videos. They do that twice a day, every day, so they make a fuck ton of money. But the amount of growth that you see from these channels is so much slower than what you're seeing right now from a lot of essay channels. And not even growth, but just the potential for virality is way higher. I don't know, you see H-Bomber Guy's recent video, 4-hour video, really long, but super engaging, and it got like 10 million views in like a week or two. That's because it's a good video. It's like, boom, heavy hitter right away. It's funny, it's loud, it's all this, loud is kind of a rude way to describe it. It is loud though. The mixing isn't bad, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Hey, stop. Hey. Enough, I'm just rambling about the algorithm and the reasons behind stuff like that, but all I'm trying to say here, BreadTube, not dead. None of you probably even think that remotely, because a lot of you probably watch it and are paying attention. You all probably are aware of these channels and how good they're doing, how consistent, even if it's spaced between uploads, how many views these videos get and how they grow. But that's a claim that really shouldn't be taken seriously, in my opinion. There are two ways that claim is justified, though. One of them is the sillier one, the one that we see sort of from the drama end of YouTube, which is based on their conduct on Twitter, based on how they were mean to me, or based on how they were critical of me, or just said something bad, did something evil. BreadTube is dead because of that. And based on the original definition and the current definition, that's just not true. That's not how content works, right? If I went on Twitter and tweeted, everyone should poop their pants and what's a good metaphor for that? Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to organize this shit. My face got put in a thumbnail for some video. I don't know how many videos. It was like 5 hours, maybe 9 hours. I don't remember. But you open this video up and you're like, oh shit, someone's talking shit. What happened? Are we dead? Is content over? There's this dramatic intro that's like, oh, this is expose. Big time stuff being exposed here. This is really crazy. Get ready. And then the entire video is a compilation of like 7 different live streams of someone just talking in front of a camera, rambling and talking to other people and talking shit and reading tweets. And that's it. That's the video. I get being sensational with titles and thumbnails. I get putting me in there and putting FD Signifier in there to talk shit about other people. We don't even get mentioned in that video. Not that I watched the whole thing, but I scrubbed through it, you know. I'm a smart guy. I know how to do research. Damn, it's really hard for me to talk and do chores, so let me just give me a moment here. Conduct on the internet, tweeting, saying mean things, being a dick, that has no correlation with the relative success of your content creation career. You get big for some reason, probably other than being an asshole, although that's a thing people do, you know, that's fine. But critiques of the ethics of what's going on, wow, this person, oh, they did a morally transgressive thing. Don't matter if they're still churning out content and the content is half decent and the audience that they have doesn't either know about the criticism or they just know and don't care because it's not that big of a deal. And take it back. I'm gonna light this shit. I recently got these candles. It's very much like a who goes there sort of candle, and I fuck with it. None of that is to say that these critiques of the ethics or conduct of content creators, of BreadTubers as it were, is exempt from critique on that basis, that they're successful content creators and that being a naughty boy on Twitter doesn't actually affect your YouTube career. It's more so to say that that's pretty much irrelevant if your videos are bulletproof and inarguable and someone instead goes for another unrelated thing that's related to them arguing with you on Twitter. Inconsequential, you know? Who fucking cares? That's my logic behind it anyway. The second, sillier, I don't know if I said the first one was silly, but this one's even sillier, quantification for BreadTube's death is that they don't get a lot of monthly views. It's a view count thing, which on its face, so cringe to talk about numbers. I've done it before, not gonna lie. I've been talking shit on Twitter and someone says some shit and I'm like, hey man, I'll be your 7th subscriber if you stop being mean to me. Yo, 20 Spotify listeners, don't, you're dogpiling me, brother. This is harassment and abuse. I need to knock it off. You caught me getting a cute text. But I was a kid back then, and that is with the knowledge currently that that's extremely cringe to do a dick swinging contest about your numbers. But that's what we see from certain individuals. They say, hey, BreadTube's not getting monthly views like me. And all these online communists, they're not getting views like me. They're not stacking up like me. I'm built different. Socialism is dead. Good luck. Bernie Sanders with his 3 cabins and Hassan Piker with his 1 house and his fancy car. No, cut that because that's the third point. All right, let's actually do some shit here. It is true. Video essays get lower amounts of monthly views, which makes sense when you understand that they post yearly or every 6 months or even monthly. There's a lot of essayist creators that post once a month or less, and the videos do really well. They grow a lot off of these videos. You see the comments. There's no real big responses to these videos that have that valid of points. This isn't slop. It's intentional. It's well written, but the longevity of that content, the rewatchability, when it's not just you talking shit about your boyfriend or whatever for that 3rd time that week. And the ceiling there, ergo, is way higher as well. So it's like looking at a guy laying down and being like, hey, that guy's dead. He's a dead guy, but he's in the process of transforming into a large, well, I guess into a cocoon and then a large butterfly. That's the metaphor for having 1 million subscribers. But as it's happening and you're still a cocoon, that's a big cocoon, a big fat cocoon full of monthly views, you're still looking at it being like, hey, that guy's dead, man. He's not doing it like me. My cocoon's fat as fuck. That butterfly might be beautiful, but I'm bigger as a cocoon. And being big and full of AdSense is the way to go. The third and final claim about BreadTube's death, about BreadTube going stale, has to do with the economics of BreadTube. Oh, it's chocolate. Okay, it's chocolate with strawberry in it. Brown and red. Not a great combo for a mystery kind of wet stain. The last one is about BreadTube's radicalism being inhibited by their economic choices. They're taking sponsors, they're buying nice shit, they're making money. This is in stark contradiction with their communist, so self-professed communist lifestyles, communist politics rather. The lifestyle that doesn't overlap, that's the problem. And honestly, I think that's valid. Part of me understands this critique. There's certain ways with our content creation money that we could be a little less gratuitous, in my opinion. I take sponsors probably once a month, maybe more. I don't like that. I don't like having to do that. I actually hate it. That's a whole separate other video. Even though I know most people just like, hey, we skip through it, pay your rent, all that shit. I still personally hate it. But just like AdSense, sponsors, that's just income. It is capital production to reproduce capital. But the whole thing with BreadTube, hate using it, but this group of creators, is that nobody's really ever solidly said that that's something that's not what we're here to do. Everyone fucking understands. Oh, this piece of gum. Everyone gets it. This is entertainment. It's edutainment. And doing the whole you claim to be a communist and yet money thing is just kind of, I don't know, it's just lazy, man. Not because I don't think people should abide by the politics they preach, but in terms of what the job requires, putting together a video, writing it, then editing it, and filming it, most of which all these creators kind of do themselves if they're not hiring out editors, involves a very little amount of direct exploitation. Now, direct is an important quantifier there because we work for Google. We contract ourselves, our little asses out to Google. And Google, do they exploit? I don't remember, I forget. Maybe they're one of those companies that pay everyone the means of subsistence and as well as the capital produced. That's a joke. That's a joke by someone who's read a teeny tiny bit of Marx's Capital. So exploitation is unavoidable. This is not me whipping out the, there's no ethical, that's not what I'm doing here, because it's a spectrum, right? It's like, man, there's nothing ethical here. There's no ethical, which is why I'm opening up a shoe factory in Malaysia. 100% margins. Don't ask how that happens. It's not my fault. I live under a system. Like, of course not, right? That's not what I'm saying. These are clean, they were hanging dry. In order to use this point to make the claim that BreadTube is dying because their radicalism has been blunted, because they make more money now. Two problems with that. First thing, they've always kind of made a lot of money. A lot of the old BreadTubers have had pretty successful Patreons. And yeah, a sponsor is more direct. Hi, would you like to buy my dirty, just kidding, they're clean underwear? Interrupting a video to do that is more in your face, you get it, but Patreon, you're making money in basically the same way. Your audience is paying in to receive a product or service that you're promoting. Just because you made it doesn't mean you still don't work for Google. And BreadTube has always done Patreon. BreadTube, a lot of them have done sponsors. This is just kind of the nature of content, you know? Which is again why this claim is not responding to anything substantive, because no one's saying that they're doing the revolution on their YouTube channels with their content. Nobody's saying that. But also, in theory, in the back of your mind, you do gotta understand that if the revolution happens, which not happen in America, and YouTube viewers, mostly American, percentage-wise, but if there is to be some revolution and some dismantlement of this system, education is a part of that. It's very simple. Propaganda, very simple. Is this dirty? Yeah, it's dirty. So all of this is me getting together to say, people are weird on the internet. They say weird stuff. And for the most part, you don't got to pay attention to it. Am I farming a little bit of drama right now by doing this on my second channel? Maybe, you know, maybe I'm sparking some discourse. My hope, though, is that it's so incoherent, so rambling and deranged that if anyone's wanting to respond to it, their brain's gonna explode. That's the goal, and we love it, folks. Getting a lot of positive feedback from the last video where we were doing self-help, where we were doing the dishes. Wait, is my spine fucked up? Does my posture look bad? Someone let me know. So maybe this will help you clean your room. Got a damn Peterson heads. But Peterson's, the whole thing was before you go outside and change the world, change your damn pee pad on your mattress, because someone's been doing a little bit of squirt. No. Hey. Gross. And that's just, of course, it's very silly. How long have we been recording for? 37 minutes? You're fucking kidding me, dude. I've done nothing. I took my ADHD medication today. I took it. I swear. I'm pretty sure. No, I did. And this still happens, man. I gotta get a coach. It is a sincere hope of mine that by making a video with BreadTube in the title, I'm not re-sparking the use of that term by any means. I don't think that'll happen, and I hope it doesn't. And if it does, I'm so sorry to all y'all quote-unquote BreadTubers. All you woke, snobby essayists with your damn smart shit and not watching my stream. You just think you're just a clique. It's a bunch of clique of narcissists and maniacs and sicko perverts and people that don't do weird shit in Discords. You guys gotta start doing more weird shit in Discords. I think that'll be better. I think that'll help your brand. That'll revive BreadTube if you start being a pedophile in a Discord. What's up with people saying corn instead of porn? I get it. I get you'll get demonetized, but also it seems like everyone that makes videos preemptively does that. Like they don't check to see that it'll actually get banned if they say porn instead of corn, or if they say pedophile instead of PDF file, which I've used in the past. But it is really it's annoying personally. But it also is a thing that might come from TikTok. And TikTok, I get it, because you got to do one take kind of thing, and you can't really censor. I don't see that ever really as censors on TikTok. What else is there to fucking blabber about? Yap, 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 yap. People take shit too seriously on the internet. If you have a following and people like your content, that is what it is. Pocket watching, cock watching. Oh, let's look at Social Blade of other people. It just, I don't know, it seems weird. For informational purposes, it's interesting. But it's also like, damn, man, just worry about yourself, you know? I don't know, bro. I guess the last thing to say is that, like, I'm kind of excited for the direction that certain parts of this space are going. The rising of new content creators that are making some really good stuff. I'm also hoping maybe people will get like me and make some content that's positive, you know? Because I'm the only person that's ever done that on the internet. I'm like the Mr. Beast of BreadTube. No, I'm just kidding. All of my main channel content is critique. And as fun as that is to do, and usually as intriguing, that's not a word, compelling maybe, to see the presentation of one argument or point or perspective, and then the debunking or response to that, as in negative, positive dialectic. As great as that is, I just see a lot of people being like, yeah, I mean, I'm just fucking worn out, man. I'm sick of all the bull crap, and maybe sometimes I need a picker-upper. It's perfect. But yeah, man, who cares? Who cares, I say as I'm recording a 45-minute recording. I gotta take a photo for the thumbnail here real quick. This is me making my bed. This is me making my bed. There's something I wanted to add about the sponsorships thing, and I forget what it was, so maybe I'll try and remember it and add it to the recording, or add it to the comment section. This has been another, oh, what the fuck? This has been another communist self-help tutorial. For more in-depth tips on how to make your bed, download my PDF. It's paywalled, it's cheap, $400, which is a steal. You're not gonna get this type of advice from anybody else on the internet except for maybe Andrew Tate. Because making his bed is real easy, because it's just throwing a blanket on top of the cot in the jail cell. All right, peace, guys.